Welcome back to Red Lodge. Mini Moto Pros up next. A grid of over 20 riders. Young lady going off P3. It's Caris Jones. Caris, tell me what happened between the end of last season when you were running around in the mid-pack and the beginning of this season at Landau where you were looking like a bit of a world beater. I know you crashed, but tell me what you've been doing during the winter.
I've been practicing on the indoor circuit. I've just been trying to go faster and faster. And then I've been, just keep on practicing every weekend.
And it's clearly worked because you had amazing pace, didn't you? Now, I know you crashed, but that's not the point. What did you learn from that meeting?
I've learned that I know I was as fast as everybody else, but I was just getting excited because I was in second place at one point, and then I was just pushing a bit too much, and then I just ended up coming off.
Okay, so I guess that's a big learning curve for you. What about this track here at Red Lodge? You've been here before, I know, last year. How are you finding it so far?
Well, it's a bit slippy, but I'm getting used to it a bit, and I do quite like this track now. Yeah.
And what are you looking for this year then? You've got to be looking for podiums at least, but I think you can win, don't you?
Well, I'll try and hopefully, yeah.
The Cool Fab Mini Bike Championships on Downforce Radio.
You get a pen and paper handy. I'll tell you a little bit more about tuning into Downforce Radio during this race. Well, the first attempt to get the Minimoto Pro Race underway resulted in this incident. The two WD-40 bikes coming together. They get them going. It would bring out a red flag on the restart. Now, this incident going down is Eddie O'Shea, and he takes down the 101 of Louis Rendell. They both get up, but again, another red flag. Let's have a look at the grid positions with Jake then before the third attempt to restart.
Okay, so AC40 Pro for the third time of asking. Hitchcock and Mellor on the front row, Jones and O'Shea on the second. No Louis Rendell on row 3 alongside Bailey Stewart-Campbell, with O'Gorman and Belford on the fourth. 21 riders reduced to 20, and there's 2 onboard cameras, one with Caris Jones and one with Ollie Walker starting in P11. This should be an interesting one off the start. Wait for it, chaps. I said wait for it. That's Bailey Stewart-Campbell launching a little bit early, and away we go. Straight into the lead goes Ryan Hitchcock. Beautiful getaway on board with Caris Jones. That is Casey O'Gorman from P7 on the grid. O'Gorman has shot up into second. What a lightning start. Ollie Walker we're on board with, looking back to the 9-year-old Sean Abel, but Casey O'Gorman has got all the headlines here, bolting forward to second position as Taylor Lawrence, just sat behind Sean Abel, is having an attack to try and make an early overtake. The young 12-year-old from Gloucester. Casey O'Gorman must have nitrous on the back of that bike. What a rocket start. There he is in front of us as we ride on board with Caris Jones. Down in fourth position, so Mellor is in second position, tucked up behind Ryan Hitchcock, but it's Casey O'Gorman who is up to third. What a rocket!
Caris Jones having a great run as well here in fourth place. Fantastic on-board action. Josh Watley, say no, put your camera on. You can see the track conditions, see parts of the track still a little bit damp, Jake, but certainly getting drier, but there is still a little bit of drizzle in the air, so conditions are still changeable.
Yep, fifth position at the moment, behind the top 4, Eddie O'Shea, the 114 bike, still trying to close up on these guys. And up the inside, that is Ryan Hitchcock defending from Owen Mellor, the 130. This is a really interesting squabble, but your race leader, Ryan Hitchcock, he is currently 16th in the points of the championship after a lackluster weekend at Landau. What a way to bounce back, though. And Owen Mellor is having a similar weekend here, 9th, 5th and 6th at Landau. Look, he's right up in second position, battling it out with Ryan Hitchcock. Talk about throw the form book out the window.
It's absolutely amazing, although I know Ryan was ill at the first round, but you can't get over the fact that he would have been very disappointed coming away from there, but very happy today. And by the way, we do like his new suit, Jake, with the large number 43 on the back. We like it a lot.
Yeah, looks proper convincing out there, and that's a proper professional appearance. I have to say, this class is getting better and better when it comes to professional riders out there and the way that their bikes are presented. On board again with Caris Jones, trying to chase down Casey O'Gorman for third position. She learnt a lot from a very character-building weekend at Landau. Right here, though, at Red Lodge, she is in contention, not only for a podium, but for a race victory. A lot can happen in this class, and we have seen it time and time again. The leaders have gone down, and the race has transformed in an instant.
Now, those of you who are interested in the championship, now you may be an aunt or uncle a grandfather, grandmother who has children racing in the championship. Wherever you are in the world, look for Downforce Radio on Facebook. Search Downforce Radio. You can listen to every round of the championship this season live. The guys at Downforce Radio do a fantastic job. Tom Brooks is the commentator this weekend, and the coverage has been fantastic. That's Bailey Stewart Campbell's information, 6 on track.
Yeah, one of the great things, of course, about the Downforce Radio coverage is not only is every race live as it happens at the race weekends, but a lot of the riders seem to stumble out of the paddock and won their way into the commentary box to get a little bit of sneaky extra airtime. It's great. Some of the riders we've seen come out the paddock, but we've still got fantastic battling in this race. And once again, Owen Mellor tightens his grip on Ryan Hitchcock, and look out, boys, on your 6 you've got the 7. It's Casey O'Gorman chasing these boys down. Owen Mellor needs to get on with this and get one over on Hitchcock, otherwise he's going to get caught napping. Right, that's Ollie Walker we're riding on board with, looking back to Brodie Crockford, the 10-year-old from Southampton, in that very distinctive green and black machine. And Brodie Crockford is another one of those riders who's getting faster and faster all the time. Last lap, O'Gorman, that is a brilliantly brave move into the first corner. He is the new fastest lap holder now, 53.6, a full 0.6 of a second better than Ryan Hitchcock's managed, and Casey O'Gorman might just have enough time to ride all the way from 7th on the grid to take the victory, but he's having to defend at the moment from Mellor. I think he's going to lose too much time.
Yeah, O'Gorman doesn't have the word second in his vocabulary. He will only be thinking of a win, but has Ryan just pulled out enough of a gap there? He's pulled a good 4 or 5 metres on Casey. It looks like it might be enough as they come through the top loop, but Casey getting closer, Jake.
He really is. He's going to have an opportunity here. If there's just one little twitch from Ryan Hitchcock's bike, O'Gorman could seize his moment. Right, left, get on the throttle, power to the line. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Hitchcock, but only just. Casey O'Gorman races him right to the finish line. Yeah, couldn't have got it closer if he tried, and a little bit of a tumble over the line. That's Eddie O'Shea, a metre before crossing the line. Quick, Eddie, get over the line. He's lost 3 places in the time it took him to push the bike over the line. But look at this finish. O'Gorman literally losing it by 0.095 of a second. What a comeback from Ryan Hitchcock after a miserable weekend by his standings at Llandau. He comes back for a fantastic win. Meanwhile, Eddie O'Shea goes for a tumble and a half, a metre from the line.
His chains got caught up. You can just see his chains off, and I think it's got caught up in the rear wheel, and that has seen him come off the bike.
And there's a race still going on. Get over the line, Eddie. Quick, quick, quick. He has to shove it.
Just got the 7th, Jake. He just pushed it across the line.
Again, by 0.09 of a second. It couldn't be any closer if you called it. Ryan Hitchcock then taking the win by a matter of millimetres from Casey O'Gorman. One more lap, and I think it would have been a very different result. Owen Mellor, Karis Jones and Bailey Stewart Campbell round out the top 5. But what an absolutely fantastic second round of the championship. And with Casey O'Gorman getting on the top step of the podium later in the weekend, he now leads the championship by just 10 to Owen Mellor. Bailey Stewart Campbell is third from Vince Martin, Karis Jones. It's game on.
If you ever wondered what an F1 sidecar, proper one, not the little ones that we race in the Minibikes Championships, the one from BSB, the British champions, would look like and sound like on a kart track, this is it. I caught up with the 2 lads earlier. Guys, you've just been out on the track in very difficult conditions in a very powerful machine. How was that?
Yeah, very tricky indeed, but fun. I think for us it's too tight and twisty. You can't even get a second gear really, so it's just sort of spinning it sideways and making it look a bit spectacular. But actually, I reckon we didn't even hit 60 mile an hour out there. We're struggling on this big old girl.
And how did you guys get into this? I'm assuming you were racing single motorcycles, were you, at one time, and you decided to get into sidecars?
I used to start off on singles, on solos, racing motorbikes when I was 15. And then I met Ryan through my brother, who was passengering, doing sidecars, and Ryan was doing sidecars. So I met him through that. And then I fancied a little turn at sidecars myself, and rung him up and said, "Come on the back, please." And it escalated from there. Okay, and Ryan, what have you made of the meeting? You've been around the paddock this weekend. First time here at the Cool Fab Racing Series. What have you made of it so far?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. It's a really good meeting. It's really professional. You know, it's great that some superbike teams are starting to take interest in some of the younger kids. You know, some of these kids out there that are really talented and they've got some good speed. And you know, they're going to Spain and doing this. You know, they're perhaps next Moto 3, Moto 2 champions. So yeah, you know, it's been a really good kind of eye opener for us. We want more sidecars to get involved, and you know, hence why we're here and we're doing a bit of a demonstration, and that's what it's all about, really.
My absolute favourite of all the machines, the F1 sidecar's gone underway with 10 registered, 8 entered and 6 actually taking the race, although 2 riders decided to try and make it 4 in the early stages as Messrs Stainer and Oscar got a little bit too close for comfort. But once that first lap started to settle down, Paul Qualters held the early advantage on the big girl racing machine, although he was trying his best to hold it on the road. It was difficult because he had pressure from Mick Williams on the 26, riding the Team Williams machine, and that was the only invitation they needed to storm up the inside and take the advantage. From there, it was theirs going away. No matter what Paul Qualters could throw at the Mick Williams machine, it was always going to be 26 in front of 126, although you couldn't really tell based on the numbers on the sidecars. Gents, make sure the right numbers are on the bikes in future, makes our lives 10 times easier. Meanwhile though, Williams was storming away at the rate of a few tenths of a second per lap, eventually opening out a best lap of 38.1 compared to Qualters on a 39.9. Absolutely incredible pace. No matter what Paul Qualters could throw at him, Mick Williams got into a canter and rode away for the first of 3 straight victories over the course of the Red Lodge weekend, and it was proof that only one pair of riders could dominate on the Suffolk circuit of Red Lodge, the boys on the blue, Team Williams. Further back, there was a good little battle between Adrian Ems on the 76 and Danny Stainer on the 17, eventually to be won in the second race by Stainer, but in race 1, it was Ems who managed to finish ahead. Williams from PQJ and Ems is the way it finished, and there's more action where that came from after the break.